If someday you should see Thomas the Tank Engine pumping happily along the line, he may be on his way to a village nestled deep in the heart of the island of Sodor. On December morning, Thomas whistled to all his friends. But a week later, the storms came. The island was covered with thick snow. The engines found work difficult. Some had to help clear snow from the track, and workmen hacked away the frozen banks of ice. Thomas and Percy were collecting porn posts for Christmas. Percy was feeling left out. But Percy's chance had come, said Thomas's driver. Percy was delighted, but Thomas was sad, said Percy kindly. Sighed Thomas. Percy was making good time on his way to a village when suddenly, called his driver. There ahead was a fogman by the line. He was holding a red light. He shouted. Percy was soon steaming to Harold's airfield, whistled Percy. Replied Harold, and he buzzed away, sighed Percy. Suddenly, there was Thomas with Terence the tractor and a works train, whistled Thomas. The two engines battled their way through the snow. At last, they reached the village. Harold was already there, busily dropping food to people and animals. Terence quickly got to work, he said as he pushed the snow aside. Cheer the villagers? Asked Percy. Percy looked at his funnel. Laughed Thomas. Percy hurried back to fetch it. Just then, Toby arrived with Henrietta. He whistled. That night, all the engines had gone back to their sheds, except Toby. The villagers had made a plan to thank the engines. They loaded paint pots and parcels to They loaded paint pots and parcels into Henrietta. Then they set off through the moonlit countryside. All the engines were fast asleep in the sheds as Toby ran silently into the yards. He had no idea what the villagers were going to do, but he knew it was going to be a big surprise. When the engines woke up the next morning, they could not believe their eyes. The sheds had been repainted and decorated. Parcels lay everywhere. The engines whistled in delight as everyone agreed that it was a really happy Christmas. You're the best Santa Claus this village has ever had,